I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with fire up. I've never been with anything less than a 9. So fine, I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone fast with a girl named Bo, but somehow they just don't end up as mine. It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances. I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building.
Hi, and welcome to update 2 of the Fall Guy diorama. So I was checking my old videos, and the Fall Guy update was like a year old. So I thought best get on with the update 2. Not a lot has happened since update 1, apart from we have the 68 Shelby all built up for the diorama. This is going to be the villain's car. So he's making his escape, and Colt Seavers is going to be chasing after him, and he's going to cut him off. So that's good. Yeah, so this is the short bed that comes with the kit. We're not using that. Instead we've got a resin upgrade. All the parts are being washed, so hopefully we'll get some parts built up today and get it in primer. The only thing with this bed is really good casting, hardly any clean up, a little speck here and there, a few little dimples there. That needs sanding flush, not a problem. But we also need to address the secret compartment box. Now unfortunately on this kit, the Grand Sierra had a piece of trim. If I can just pin these together. So if you imagine the truck's like that, where the fuel thing is there, we've got a piece of trim that goes along here and along the cab to this point here. So we're going to have to add that in. Now I'm not sure whether I'm going to do the decals first or decals. I've sent a message to J-Bot because I didn't realise that the colour was actually gold. I always thought it was like a beige or a tan, because obviously I'll be doing it in Tamiya brown, and then I was just going to use the decals that come with it, because the General Lee ones are fantastic, so I imagine these ones are pretty good too. And he also gives you some extras, so if you do the long bed you've got a few extra pieces that you can put in. But I need to scribe this secret compartment. Now from what I can tell is it's a really small door anyway, so that end edge there, we'll just follow that up straight up, and then it's midway, halfway, so we need to scribe it in there. But I don't know whether to bother even doing that scribe line, because once the trim's there, the trim's going to be over it and you're not going to see it anyway, so I might get away with just putting an indication up there and then putting the trim on afterwards. Yeah, the tailgate's all molded in one, but it's got really nice detail to it. Really like that. Looking forward to getting it in primer and seeing what it really looks like. Getting back to the chassis and what I'm going to actually do. On the kit supplied bed, you've got locating pins there, which correspond to these here. So I know that when this is put together like this, that's exactly where the wheels are going to be. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to chop the frame there, because that should be where the cab comes to, and we'll just test that first before I do anything drastic. But yeah, once that's together, if we chop it there, it's not going to interfere with the cab, and then I can glue this section directly onto the resin, where it actually needs to be. Be probably somewhere in the region of that, I imagine, somewhere there. And then we can just fill in that empty space with some styrene to complete the framework. Also, I'll probably end up just gluing this to the back of here like that, so it's all nicely put together. But yeah, I think first things first, I'm going to build up my motor. I've got all the chrome parts in the bath. They're getting stripped. Someone's after me today. But yeah, that's about as far as I've got. Today I'm going to like build up the motor, like I said, start probably putting some suspension together, get this frame chopped, and all that good stuff. Get some paint down on it, and we'll take it from there, because this box unfortunately will be too small, because this is for the kit part. But we're going to have to enlarge, make that just a little bit bigger, because it's nowhere near the size that it needs to be. But that's easy enough to do. And that's about it, I think. So I'll be back as soon as I've got further progress done. So we've pretty much got the motor all done now. It's ready for primer now, apart from the chrome part that goes there, but that's still getting stripped at the moment. So that's about as far as I've got with the motor. Get all the interior and the seats and all that, we can get that all done in primer today. What's a bit depressing actually, before we get into that, I've also scribed our secret doorway, if that's even going to show on that. But yeah, with the Grand Sierra you've got some trim that starts halfway there and runs straight across, and also onto the cab as well. I thought I had some evergreen styrene, and for the life of me I can't find it anywhere. So I don't know whether just to take some sheet stock and just try to build it from scratch using that. It's not ideal. I'd rather have proper cut styrene so it was definitely straight, because as soon as you start trying to cut this into thin strips, it's going to just curl on you like this, and it's not going to be very pretty. So I don't know whether or not to actually not bother with that and leave the body. There's no point priming it and then sticking that down. I'd rather do it onto the bare plastic and then primer it all together. Don't know if I mentioned this, but this is the box for the short bed. I think I did mention it. I need to recreate that. That's fine for the sheet styrene, because that's easy enough to replicate. Now the research that I've done, I don't know what it is with Glen A. Larson Productions. It's the same for Knight Rider as well. Sometimes there were shots of Michael getting out of kit, but you'd see just a normal ordinary dashboard and steering wheel. And it's the same with the Fall Guy truck. There's really no two shots where the truck looks the bloody same in it. It's really difficult to nail it because it's different. Like for instance, the A-pillar here, sometimes that's chrome and sometimes it's not. Same with the tailgate on the bed. This leading edge here, sometimes that is chrome and sometimes it's not, so it's down to personal preference, I suppose. I will go ahead and chrome it though, because it'll just give it a different look and cut off, because there's going to be a lot of brown on it and it's not a bit of a dull colour. Yeah, I think the push bar, that'll be black. These bits here, I'll go ahead and I'll use the Molitor chrome on them, so they'll be chrome. But yeah, just doing bits at a time. The motor's ready for primer. I can get that painted today. I'm still waiting on bits to be de-chromed, which is a nightmare. But as for today, I think that's about it really. I really wanted to get this in primer, but unless my styrene turns up and I find it, I don't think I'm going to get around to priming the body today. The chassis is being chopped, so we've got our front section for the cab, that's all good, so we can build that up as we were, and we've got our back section as well, so now we can just find the appropriate location, which will probably somewhere around about that area. I think the wheel should be in the middle there, and then we just need to fill this space up here with some styrene, but that's not a problem. Plus I also have a good location here to mount the pole to support the truck in the air, which is good. So yeah, I can probably do some suspension work on the little individual sections. I may have to like lower the suspension, drop it a bit because it's going to be mid-air. But yeah, that's about as far as I've got really. Yeah, I'll see if I can find some styrene and see if I can get on with that. See you in a bit. And we've got a bit more progress done now. I've managed to add in the trim work. It's a bit rough at the moment, needs cleaning up, but same on the cab as well. So we've got that. I'm just hoping when J-Bot decals come, it's not going to interfere, but we can just trim the decal to the size. So we've got a Sierra Grand at the moment, or Grand Sierra, whichever way it is, and it should line up okay as well. So that's pretty good, and all I used was just ties from bags. On this one you've got 2 strips, which is perfect because the centre bit is black and then you've got 2 chrome rails, so we've got that detail on. So all I have to do once I've painted and everything's been sealed is I'll just go in, mask that off, use the Molitor chrome to do the little sections. So that's good. I just wanted to show you that quickly before I went any further. But yeah, all it is just them snap bags. I had quite a few of these from 3D printed parts, but yeah, it just goes together like that. And then I had a look at them because I couldn't find me evergreen styrene, and I didn't want to stop work just to order some and not being able to get anything done. Because you've all been patient. It has been over a year since the first update. So I'm going to get this lot now, I think, in primer. So yeah, I think that'll probably do it for this update. We'll come back and have a look when it's primed, and then we'll call it on this one. So see you in a bit. So we've really got quite far now. Yeah, if we take a look, we've got the brown down. We've got a bit of clean up to do just there where the scribing tool's moved, and I need to clean up that edge, but apart from that, that looks good. We've got the cab. I've just thrown some satin on this at the moment because I've got no gloss, but the trim's worked out really well on it. I'm really happy with that. If you see, can you see the engine there? Got the engine in blue now. Just letting that set up, and then I took the airbrush out and started like what I call bulk painting, where you just get the parts and just give them a quick once over of the colour that it's going to be. And of course we've cut the chassis. That's all in black now. I've gone ahead and matte coated the seats and also the tub. That's been matte coated, ready for detail painting. Push bar and winch. So everything's good. Yeah, if only I had decals I could get on with it. That's going to take a couple of weeks, so again this is going to be stalled again until they arrive. But yeah, we've got the hood done now as well, so that's ready for its decal. I need to spray the bottom of that. But I just wanted to lay down some colour to see if it was going to be the correct shade, and I think it's alright. It does look very dark, but in daylight it's not as dark as this. Plus you can have the contrast with the gold striping and what have you on it. I think it should look pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's about as far as I can go today with this. I've got my tub over there with all the chrome parts, and I'm still waiting for that to get stripped. So I can't build up my motor anymore. That's pretty much where I've got it now. But yeah, enjoyable build so far. Looks good. I did forget to paint that brown, but never mind. Can do that later. But yeah, I think the trim actually worked out pretty well. It looks scruffy, but to be honest I'm not really fussed about that because it's going to be leaping through the air, so and it might have got damaged while chasing the Shelby, who knows. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the decals now and getting the hood, especially getting the hood decal on. That should be quite fun. I think the next update, I think we'll be getting probably the suspension done on the chassis, get all that built up. Maybe even get so far as to mounting the cab. But well, actually no, we won't do that because I need to do all the decal work on it, get it all sealed, and then I can mask off and do my 2 chrome strips that go there. That's black in the middle. That needs chroming. The little framework around the cab there, that's chrome, and I'll probably just chrome that as well, just to take away some of that brown. Same with the tub as well. I'll probably just go in maybe with some silver highlights just for the window handle there. Obviously dashboard needs doing, and because I was rushing I forgot to build myself the secret compartment box, so that's going to have to be installed and probably repainted again, which is fine because I've still got to tidy up some of these scribe lines which are just a mess. But yeah, pretty happy. I think when the decals do come, they will have to be trimmed, I think, because obviously the kit part doesn't have this on, so I imagine it probably goes that far down, so I'll probably have to trim some of the decal up just to match it in, but we're not there yet. But yeah, everything's good. Hopefully the soundboard will turn up for the General Lee, and also the FX board for the Victory. That'll get sorted and then we can get that going again, because the Victory is pretty much 99% done. All it needs is a circuit board in it for the effects, and still got to do the cotton on that, which I'm making the update for now as well as. So busy. I think that'll do it. So I'll catch you later.